Welcome to the news for you. I wanted to say something that rhymes, like the news to lose. It just not in my interest to say something like that. But hey, all right, here is what's going on. Already I'm stuttering. First of all, I live like I used to live in a place where there was a lot of farms, right? But now they constructed houses and all that, so there's like $1 million houses with no sidewalks and gravel roads. What can I tell you? That's what it is. And you know, I woke up this morning, the heat broke, because here we had like a heat wave for a while, man. Anyways, it broke. So I open all the windows, I take a deep breath, and what do I smell? Cow shit. I took a deep breath. Yeah, cow shit. But let me tell you something. My mom used to say, breathe, breathe, it's healthy for you. Oh my God. Anyways, okay. So, quick news. CSW, Consim World Expo is happening right now, I think in Arizona? Arizona. I'd love to go, but you know what? Arizona, GEEK. And plus, taking a plane right now is just insane, the red tape you have to go through. So let's just wait a bit, okay? I'd love to go to the Compass Games one. I think that's in Connecticut. That's closer to me. I can drive down. Hopefully I'll meet a bunch of you guys. We can sit down and have a larf. You know? Anyways. Other than that, thanks for all the comments. I really like all the comments. I'm gonna have a section where sometimes a section, because I have different sections, you know what I'm saying? ADD. I thought I just saw a squirrel. Joke. And I want to showcase that, because sometimes there's some really, really cool questions and a lot of great praise, and that's, what can I say? Also, if any of you out there are content creators, okay, and you have a show concerning anything war games, war, or something that I like that's weird that I feature on my channel, you know, like Dragon Man. You know, you check out Dragon Man. If you live in, what, Colorado? Salt Springs, I think, I don't know, I'm sorry. But he's there. Go check out the museum. Yeah, the guy's a bit of a kook. Who isn't? What, I'm not? Check out Dragon Man in Seattle somewhere. David Heath is in Seattle. I don't understand. Ino capish. Verstehen Sie nicht. That's it. Have a good show. My whole house smells like cow shit. Supposedly it's good for you. That's what my mom said, and my mom's always right. That's right. And, yeah. Charlie Watts passed, 80 years old. A drummer for Rolling Stones. Had a great life. Wow. What a life. Seriously, if you're anything into music, it's a hard life, because he was on tour a lot. But, you know, I mean, his drumming wasn't the most detailed, but it did the job, and it did the job great. Other than Charlie Watts as a drummer inside the Rolling Stones, I don't see who. So, there you go. You know what I mean? It's like a Ringo. Who else but Ringo and the Beatles? Well, hopefully, I'll have a job by the time we end this program. If not, then I won't. Have a good show. Oh, the content creator. Sorry. You see? Red Squirrel. If any of you out there, content creators, want to have a segment on my show, because I'm expanding my show. I want to be like all inclusive, everything war games, and a little extra sometimes. You know, a little extra doesn't hurt. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's like last call. You never want last call. So drop me a line. Your videos need to be clean. No swearing. No political stuff. No religious stuff. Not anything from the news. concerning science and people who are idiots. None of that. Okay? Because science is science, man. Well, what can I tell you? A shot in the head's a shot in the head. If someone gives you a shot in the head, what are you going to say? It wasn't a shot in the head. No, a shot in the head's a shot in the head. It's a fact. Don't get me started. Have a good show. And I'll see you later. The man famously known as Calandale, Enrico Viglino, is into the fifth frontier. He gives us an intro, or fifth frontier war, I should say. He gives us an intro to this game. And Dark Over, he does a playthrough of that game, also a review and an intro. He wraps up Greenland and gives us a review of Greenland. The Hugh Hefner of war games, Wardy Robe, plays World War II miniatures, board games, and media. He's checking out the Battle for Normandy. This is live, learning the German, I'm assuming June ... Also, the end of the Commonwealth from John Butterfield's D-Day on June 7th. I'm assuming that's John Butterfield's thing, but it says GMT. So it's not one of those D-Day, what's that game called? Yeah, but you know what I'm saying, right? No, but neither do I. But let's go on! Battles for Normandy and June 6th, the Commonwealth, and great campaigns of the American Civil War, South Mountain After Action Report. This, he says, is not a World War II game. Thanks, Wardy. And Jan Heinemann of Let's Play History does Civilization 6. And I'm going to try to read it in German. Der Anbruch einer neuen Zeit. This is a, multiplayer something, and a glorious charge. Race to the Metz Kriegspiel. Actually, he emailed me and he said, Dan, you're going to get into Kriegspiel. Let's do it. But I procrastinate. Sorry, Jan. Liz Davidson of Beyond Solitaire, podcast episode 54, featuring David Townsend. This guy's all over the place. He's on a tour. On the 5th Platoon. Stephen Dolges does a monitor side chat. Publishers update, so I guess he's checking out publishers and see what they got going on, and continues scenario 10 turn 4 of Pax Romana. The man famously known as Jeff. He checks out Trench Club, solo rules and playthrough introduction, the playthrough of the solo way of setting up, also turn 1 of Trench Club, Austria, and France. This guy, Wise Guy, puts out videos, man, like crazy. You know what I'm saying? He's checking out the last he's giving you his thoughts on the last Blitzkrieg, thoughts and reflections from MMP, and Scenarios 5.4, he does 3 videos of that. Also, he says a GMT mystery box arrival and a live streaming of Scenario 5.4 of MMP's The Last Blitzkrieg. Legendary Tactics checks out Colt Express, Cheyenne character, I guess he's doing a character overview. Also, board games for couples in 2021, yes. And on Twilight Struggle, he looks at Sadat expels the Soviets. He's going card by card, explaining it. I think it's very interesting. Also, Race for the Galaxy. I'm confused with Race for the Galaxy. Too many little symbols, too many colors intertwining. Help me, please. And Card Analysis number 6, The Making of the Present Strategy Guide. And Twilight Struggle, card by card, Nixon card. John Krantz is giving us sign-up information and news on Consim World Expo 2021. STUKAJOE is going to be there amongst many other designers. Many! I wish I could be there. What can I say? Counterattack checks out Stormy the Gap, World at War 85, Scenario 19, The Rhine. Hood Strikes North, Scenario number 9, The Campaign from Patrick's Tactics and Tutorials. Also, Command and Colors, Ancients, 219, foraging, ... I'm assuming ahead. And the guys who do everything ASL, so ASL Scenario Archive, Illuminating Rounds, numbers 50, 51, and 52. Commander for a day would be 50, 51 Tank Scenarios, and 52 Fighting Withdrawal. And this is live, or was.
Hello everyone, this is Michel Sorbet from the Polish YouTube channel Wojennik TV. Here is the roundup of the content that I published on Wojennik TV during the last week. Last Sunday, the third part of the playthrough of Ardennes 1944 was released on my channel. As I mentioned 1 week ago, 2 weeks ago, I decided to present a playthrough of this old but still very interesting game released by Dragon at the beginning of the 90s of the past century. This is one of the true, real Polish war games released in our country, and this is also a game which, for many of our fellow Polish wargamers, was the first wargame ever played. So this is a sentimental trip to the past. This is a game with some mechanics which contemporary would be treated as very old, as old school, but I still really enjoy this game. I think it's one of the best released in this period in Poland. So this was the third part of the playthrough, during which the German forces still tried to break through the American lines and to reach the Meuse River, because this is a game in which we will be recreating the Battle of the Bulge, and the main objective of the German forces is to reach and to cross the Meuse. If they achieve this objective, they score an immediate victory. If not, the game ends after 16 turns, at which point we count the victory points accumulated by both sides. So still, the Germans are still pushing, they are trying to reach the Meuse and to achieve immediate victory. Did they do it? Well, you can take a look in my third part of the playthrough. On Tuesday, the video in English, this time it was the review of Bitwa Warszawska, released by Zielona Sowa. So this is a game about the Battle of Warsaw 1920, one of the most important battles, not only in Poland's history, but also in Europe's history, because this is the battle which stopped the Bolshevik offensive towards the west. A great Polish victory and an interesting design, which was a game released to the centenary of this battle, so last year. This is an interesting design, a small-scale design. This is not a very big war game with tons of elements. This is not a hex and counter game. This is a game which uses quite pretty straightforward mechanics, because the objective of the game was also to popularize the information, the background of the battle, to be an insight for more people to take a look into the history of this battle. On Wednesday, the Polish unboxing, and this time I decided to show you the unboxing of BLASTPOP Birmingham. Now this is an unboxing which was awaiting to be released more than 1 year and a half, I believe, something like that. I recorded this unboxing back in 2019, but I still had a lot of other things which I wanted to share with all my viewers. I always had other unboxings which were taking precedence over this one. So now finally I published the unboxing of BLASTPOP Birmingham, released by Phalanx in the Polish version, and I'm happy I did. This was the oldest video which was awaiting a publication on my channel. Now that it is out, I can focus on other projects. Finally, on Friday, the Polish review, and this was the review of a heavy war game, maybe not a very heavy war game, but of a war game which seems to be very complicated. This was the review of Enemy Coast Ahead, the Orc Raid by GMT Games. This is a game focused on Operation Chastise from 1943, during which the Royal Air Force tried to destroy the German dams, mostly set in the Ruhr region. The main objective was to cut German electricity supply and to stop the German war production. It didn't happen. The electricity supply was quickly reestablished, even though this is still a very interesting operation, very specific operation using specific material, specific equipment, using specially trained troops, and which was, in my opinion, an extremely interesting topic to be used in wargaming. And it was used. This game is focused on this operation. This is a strictly solitaire game which has quite a long rule book, which is very interestingly written because it can be played in 3 distinctive parts. We have the final part of the mission, which is the attack on the dam. We have the part which is focused on the flight towards the target, and finally the planning phase, which is, in my opinion, one of the most interesting parts of this game. So I presented the Polish review of this title. In some time I will also present you the English version of the same video. When it's published, I will of course give you information about it during one of my roundups. So those were the 4 videos published on Wojennik TV during the last week. I wish you a terrific weekend, have a good gaming, and see you next time.
And the minister that is Joel Toppin checks out Phalanx, Successors 4th edition. What's new about it? Also, Storm Above the Reich, mid-1943 campaign, continues with Storm Above the Reich and shows you the gameplay, but in reverse order that I said, because I'm reading left to right. You know what I'm saying? Like regular people. Combat Board Games is unboxing Victory Point, the new Victory Point, Nemo's War from Victory Point Games. Actually, this sounds like the old Victory Point Games, but I don't know what the new publisher is doing, or what the logo is. The artist, that is Matt White, is updating his solitaire World War II game, designed by him, but drawn by him too. This guy's a one-man machine of wargame design, drawing, everything. The Road Chosen, there's new content. Check it out and support Matt with his new game. Hex to Hex is conducting the overrun from Exploitation Posture. Want to make sure this thing is being done correctly. The Goss series, a learning walkthrough in the Goss series using Hurtgen, Hell's Forest on Hex to Hex. And the guys from Little Wars TV are doing Operation Martlet 1944 Wargame. This is a quick strike after action report of a Montgomery operation, Epsom and Martlet, to attack the German stronghold of Caen from the west. Sorry, Caen from the west. Yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I'm saying. That's what I said. JK Wargames continues his World War II kill confirmed. Rough Swordsman Wargamer does playthrough part 2 of Atlantic Chase, the Kriegsmarine against the Home Fleet, 1939 to 1942, a game designed by Jeremy White. I have it. I haven't played it yet. I know you are amongst the many, or I am amongst the many. You know what I mean? We got Freddy Serval of Homo Ludens. He's interviewing Johnny Butterfield. 4 decades of war game. Seriously, man, 4 decades? This is a live interview from a master historian, Fred Serval, and also a game designer. So these are 2 game designers. And my consigliere, KilRoyWasHere, Robert Carroll, checks out 0 liter storage. We're getting it all back in the box. and Kido Butai, Japan's Carriers at Midway, 2nd edition. I think he's checking it out. And he's also checking Unboxing Zero Leader. This is a game published by DVG. Another expansion, training expansion, so he's unboxing these, showing you the cards. And the China expansion. What can I say? And on the big born, Kevin checks out the Deutsche Africa Core 2 casual play of that. Man, that's heavy. Also, designer deep dive with VUCA simulations, and that must be Emanuele Sant'Andrea. And Bug River casual play again, turn 2, and he says welcome home goodies. So he's got some stuff. And Tony of Tony's Board Life, Natalie versus Dad. I'm assuming that's his daughter, Natalie. With Command & Colors Ancients, Battle of Dertosa, 215 BC, that's a while ago. And Comancheria, Part 2. And on Dave's Gaming Cave, he does 3 videos. The first one being what's in the box, an unboxing, and then he plays the game of the 3rd edition, turns 1 and 2. You want to learn how to play Nimitz? Check out Dave's Gaming Cave. The Discriminating Gamer takes a break from war games, or does he? On the Discriminating Gamer, Cody checks out Doctor Who, Time of the Daleks, and Vampire the Masquerade, Rivals. You know, sometimes you gotta break away. Victor Cintron and daughter on Back to the Table! Hidden Strike American Revolution solo mode. If I'm not mistaken, this is a Hold the Line mechanic game from Worthington Publishing. Also Wonka golden ticket game. I said Victor and daughter.
CAPUANO, reporting for duty, back from a long leave. This week I want to highlight the new game of Worthington Publishing, Hidden Strike, American Revolution. It is a light war game. It does come with, there's a few modes inside. There is a solitaire mode, which is what I mainly play and will only play. There is a mastermind mode, a versus mode, and a hidden trader mode in the game, which is nice that there's a few modes to play this game out of the box. It is a light war game, cube pusher, card-driven game, area control, majority takes. The regions, it is a hard game to win solo, but it is a fun one and a quick one to play. Also, before I leave, I want to point out GMT's latest P500 game, The Plum Island Horror by Herman Luttman. Please back that game so Dan and I can get our copies quick.
And the Grognard, that is Jim Ozarski, voted by you, the people, on No Enemies Here. He's doing counterattack, or contracting a counterattack. See, and I want to read ahead. Now, take your time, Dan. Just read what's there. Contracting trouble for Ambush Alley. Also, Delron's attack for La Salle, which was a general of Napoleon. And a wee La Salle 2 game dubbed O'er the Hills. On Wars of the World, 3 most feared and dangerous World War II Nazi fighter pilots. I don't see Adolf, what's his name? For God's sake. Adolf, not Hitler, Adolf, the fighter pilot. What can I say? I forgot. I say it's going to come to me at 3 o'clock this morning. Also, China's undersea dragons, the pursuit force of China. Hey, you having a hard time with Fields of Fire? Or are you looking at it and you heard all the press about it, that it's a hard game, this and this and that? No, it ain't. The rulebook's a little bit detailed, but it ain't a hard game. And the board game Chronicles, he's playing it, and he's Fields of Fire too. Palladium Mission number 2, Japanese counterattack turn 4. That means there was 3 turns before that, so you can learn how to play. Hey, it's what it is, man. It's videos today. You know what I'm telling you? And Artie from ARDWULF'S Lair is unboxing Balkan Front. Europa goes south again. And counterclipping the worldwide shipping crisis and its effect on war games. Yeah, no poop, Artie. You know what it costs, man, to ship a game from the States to Canada or vice versa or the rest of the world? For God's sakes. And flash. Wargaming News GIMPY monthly update for August 2021. You're a little late there, Artie. The gentlemen of the Players' Aids are reviewing Decisive Victory 1918. So we saw from Legion War Games, also unboxing The Dark Summer from GMT. I think this is a game by, oh my god, I forget his name. Ted Racer, that's it. And initial impressions of Paths of Glory, talking about Ted Racer, from GMT Games. The Lights. The Voice. Look, you can't discount that. The Lights, the Voice. This is what Seek Out and Play is all about. And he's checking out Warfighter World War II expansion, a game by DVG Dan Verson. Number 46 expansion, The Maquis. Actually, in Italian and dialect, Maquis means baru. But in French, Maquis means whatever Maquis means. But in Italian, if you say, hey, Maquis, they're going to say, who? Who? 6 Actual has Behind the Lines, a World War II RPG by FASA. Hey, come on. This is a 1982 game. Behind the Lines, World War II RPG? Yeah. Desert Storm, Battleship USS Missouri comes under Iraq or Iraqi anti-ship missile attack. That is on the operations room. Check it out, I like this stuff. Teaches me strategies. GIMPY of the Gimpy Gamer has an episode of Whiskey Charlie Point Blank. I guess they're talking about Point Blank. And also the game by Compass Games called Combat Part 2. You know what? I was given this game by a subscriber, and let me tell you, I like what I see. dad versus son, and the game next worth Vietnam. He's playing turns 1, A, B, and C of The Gates of Hanoi. I guess it's a Vietnam one, eh? On Kings and Generals, the Byzantine Reconquista, Siege of Chandax, 960 to 961. I have no idea what this is all about. Isn't that great? Now you know. Well, you're gonna know when you watch the video, but now you know. So this is a documentary on Kings and Generals.
Hello all, today Kilroy goes off the shelf on going inside the box. Or better said, putting it all back into the box. I recently did a little video about storage and about this bad boy here, 0 liter from DVG. And you can tell I got everything back in the box because I can put the slip cover back on it. But as I was doing this, it was kind of a struggle to get all this stuff back in the box, and mainly because there's a lot of expansions that go along with this game. There's 3 different expansions, but even the materials that are in the box itself were very tough to get back in there. And when I buy a game, I really want to put everything back in the same box if possible, and so including expansions. So that's something I'm always looking for. And here you have Labyrinth, which kind of had the same issue. I mean, there's a lot of expansions to Labyrinth. I've got all of them to date so far, and this fills up the entire box. I mean, in fact, if you look at this here, there's like 3 different expansions. The box didn't even shut all the way. That's how much of an issue that is. GMT also has some other issues. I mean, other games that have hard to get back in the box. Here's Wing Leader with, and I actually have a counter tray with this, but this was tough to get all back in the box. And I have 2 or 3 different expansions for this. This was the first edition, so I got the update kit, and then I've got a couple of expansions that were based on that. And you know, there's a little bit more room in there, but just enough room to put the counter tray in there. So again, you know, what do you guys think about that when you have so much stuff? I mean, is there ever too much of a good thing? You know, and I think generally we would say no. You always want more, and you want to get more, and you want. And I like expansions when it adds to gameplay or adds new stuff that you want to see, or new battles, or what have you. But you know, it's tough when you have limited space, or you want to try to put everything back in the box. And you know, GMT and DVG are not the only ones that have issues with that. I mean, I bought a complete set of when the World at War 85 came out. This someone was getting rid of all their old World at War stuff, and I ended up picking it up, and it came with these counters here that are, it's kind of hard, I hate to do this, but because they're all pre-marked, but I got several counter trays here, good plastic counter trays. They have all the counters, so nothing was in the box. I mean, nothing was in the box. I had to kind of put this in and had to resort it, and I have all the several boxes, but I end up putting maps in some, and rules in the other, and scenarios, and whatever have you. I have that in all the different separate boxes. And this is kind of breaks my rule of thumb. I like to put everything in the box, and this is impossible to put everything back in the box because it didn't come that way, at least for me. And when they came out with the World at War 85, you know, you had expansion pack. So a lot of stuff in this box, but even with all the stuff that you had in the box in these huge boxes, you still got to buy ammo crates, or at least I had to buy ammo crates to put my counters in that. So, you know, Lock and Load has these counter trays that you use for that. So, again, I'm not putting everything back in the same box. It's impossible with all these different expansions. And Lock and Load is not, World at War is not the only thing that does that, or at least the World at War 85. You know, their Lock and Load tactical system. Here's Red Star. I mean, I've got a little bit more room in this box, but if I bought some X maps or whatever they have, more expansions for this, this is going to be fully loaded out as well. So, as I said, what are your guys' thoughts about that? Do you guys, you know, like to put everything back in the box? Oh, and I would be remiss if I didn't talk about DBG Warfighter, because I don't use the boxes anymore. I put everything in each of these boxes. All my World War II stuff goes in this footlocker. The modern stuff goes in here, and then the shadow stuff, and the what do you have? The private military contractor, PMC stuff, they go in there as well. So what are your guys' thoughts? Do you like trying to get everything back in the box? Do you stay away from expansions because of that? Are you fine with having your games spread out all over the place and having separate boxes and separate places to store that stuff out? I'd like to know your thoughts.
Hey guys, Dave here. Welcome to Centurion's Review. I'm proud to announce my new video game, Orc Raid. It's created in the spirit of the old micro games from the 1980s. Basically plays like a hex and shit micro game. The goal of this is you have orcs who are in these caves up here in the mountains along with trolls, and they need to move out of their caves and steal gold from the humans in the different settlements and so forth, and they get points for each human they killed. They get points for any gold they bring back to the caves, but they lose 5 points for each orc or troll unit killed, so they have to mind their forces and make sure they don't take too many casualties. Sequence of play is orc movement, orc combat, human movement, human combat, and then regeneration. The trolls can regenerate if they take damage. So let's go over the units here. You have the orcs. They have either 3, 4, or 5 steps and no special abilities. Here is the troll. The troll has a special ability of regeneration once per turn. On a roll of 6, he will regenerate if he's taken damage. And then the humans, here's one of their units called the farmer. The farmer has special ability. Actually, it's a -1. It's fear. He runs if he takes damage. Over here is the knight. This is a human's best unit. There's 3 or 4 of them, depending. It's random. And they have 5 steps, and they also have a movement of 8, so they can move pretty far, and they don't activate until several turns after the orcs have entered the battlefield, once they realize what's going on. Next to him is, he also has a +3 to his combat strength only on attacks because he's trained. Next to him is a man-at-arms here. He's got +3 to his combat strength too. And this guy here is an archer. His special ability is he can shoot 2 spaces, and he ignores attacker retreats, and attacker loses step results. And that's all the human units. So let's play a few turns here to give you an idea. I'll actually forward this to the 3rd turn just to make things more interesting for you in this short video. So you also can see the whole screen by zooming in and out. So let's move in here and do some attacks. And we'll go to Orc Combat. They did 1 damage to the farmer. These guys will attack this farmer, doing 1 damage. And over here, these guys will attack and did a little damage. Now,
human movement.
See humans. The farmers ran because they took damage and got scared.
Human combat.
Archer fired at the orc and missed.
Regeneration. Orc movement.
Alright, these guys are gonna go after this running farmer.
Orc combat.
Go to combat. I'm going to attack that farmer. Hopefully kill him. Yes, that'll kill him. So he left 4 gold there for them to pick up. That farmer left 1 gold after he was killed. And they'll attack this farmer. Alright, so let's go to human movement. The knight should be activated now.
Human movement.
Yep, there they go.
Human combat.
Did 1 damage to the orc. Did 2 damage to that orc. 1 damage to that orc. And 1 damage to that orc.
Regeneration. Orc movement.
So anyhow, this will continue until the orcs have all died, or they've until all the orcs have brought their gold to the caves and ended the game. And after that, you'll get a level of victory anywhere from minor orc defeat to major orc defeat, or minor orc victory to major orc victory, depending on how many points you get. This game has a Windows and Macintosh version. However, it's made for full HD, so if you have a modern monitor, you've got the 1080 pixels of height that it needs. However, if you have an older monitor, like a 5-year-old monitor, you probably don't have a full HD, so that's something to keep in mind. The game costs $5, and you can get it at itch. I'll put the URL on the screen, but since you're watching No Enemies Here, I've decided that I'm going to ask a question here, and the first person who answers it will get a free copy of the game. The question is, on my Wargame chat videos, who is the other guy in the videos? You just need his first name. So put down his first name in the comments section of Dan's video here, and put down whether you need a Windows or a Macintosh version. Thanks for watching, and have a good evening.
My man, my brother, the one who needs no introduction, STUKAJOE, is interviewing, I paused there, he's interviewing the designer of Brotherhood and Unity, Tomislav Cipicic, I hope I pronounced that well, and this is a game published by Compass Games. History Hustle TV, because YouTube is TV today. Cossacks collaboration in World War II, 41 to 45. Hey, I didn't know about that. Well, I did. But if you didn't know about that, check it out. What can I say? What, 15-minute video? What, you got no time? And Mark Felton Productions. This is a guy who does a lot of war-related videos. And you know what? I like them. They're short, concise, straight to the point. But that's being redundant, because concise and straight to the point is basically the same thing. You know? Anyway, so Mark Felton Productions, this week he does Hitler's Jewish soldiers. Woo! These guys might have got ribbed in the army, man. Woo! And the guy who knows his movies, Terry, with Terry Talks Movies, The Witch, who came from the sea, he forgot to put from the sea, and The Quiet Earth. As a matter of fact, I saw both of those movies, and I liked them. Don't expect, like, you know, Hollywood blockbuster, whatever kind of stuff. Relax. You know what I'm saying? There are other movies in the world. Kurt, the man we call ID Jester, is live unboxing. Not anymore live, but it was live yesterday. He's unboxing the Cauldron cards. They have arrived. You know what? Check him out. This guy, he just doesn't do war games. He does other stuff. You know what I mean? Another week, another show. That's incredible. It's become my thing. I dream about that. Another week, another show. Another week, another show. People, thanks. Thanks for watching. I do this because people watch. Seriously. And if you'd like to support this show, please check us out. No, check us out. Check me out on Patreon. You know, it's $1.25 a week. It's like buying someone a coffee. Well, you wouldn't buy me a coffee. I'd buy you a coffee. See, a coffee's even more expensive than $1.25. But anyways, it just made me think. Someone wrote a comment on DJ0 on Facebook. He said, check out this guy, No Enemies Here. He gives you the news of the content that's happening, or the content I can grab. And he says, and he's a bit kooky too. And then I thought, man, I've been kooky all my life. And do you know why I've been kooky? It's because it stems, I'm psychoanalyzing myself here. So it stems from insecurities. That's why people are loud. That's why I'm loud. I got some insecurities. I don't know why. I'm pretty secure in myself. You know what I'm saying? And that's why people are crazy. I guess when I say crazy, kooky, not crazy. Kooky and loud. You know, it's a general psychoanalytic analytic. It's general. That's what I'm trying to say. What I'm saying. So don't take it to heart. Anyways, I have a story. And I'll tell you what kooky is, okay? And where it stems from. Because I had to analyze what just happened. Anyways, we got a gig once with my ex-brother-in-law and myself. And we called it Mark and Me. I was me. He was Mark. And we were playing for the president of Grenada. Of all people. Yeah. My old high school teacher got me that gig. And she was from Grenada. And anyways, Grenada was having a hard time at that point. And they needed funds. So it was a fundraiser. And we had the president of Grenada in front of us. Secret Service all over the place. Beautiful women. God, were they gorgeous. Anyways, so we start. And because Mark is the singer and I'm the accompanist, he starts talking, right? And obviously I'm nervous. I'm not nervous because it is the president of Grenada. I'm nervous because I get energy before I perform, and it's good energy. But at this point, this guy was going on a little bit too much. Blah, blah, blah. We're here because of this. We're here because of that. I wanted to get on with the show, man. You know, because that's what I'm comfortable doing. So I just turned around to him and I told him, shut up! In front of everybody. Everybody was stunned. It was silence. But my ex-brother-in-law caught on right away. And he says, no, you shut up! So everybody started laughing. And the reason why I did that is because I had nerves and I had energy. I was adrenaline big time. I had adrenaline big time. It was spewing through my veins, muscles, whatever you want to spew through, your brains. And that's why I'm kooky, I guess. You know, let's get the show on the road. Let's get it happening because I'm happy being, and I'm comfortable being the fool with an E at the end. Because, hey man, I like to make people laugh. If you laugh, I just made your day that much better because, you know, I don't want to see you cry because it's the same thing, laughing and crying. It's a release, right? But laughing, there's more belly in it. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, thank you for watching. Check out all the guys on the show, all the people who do content creation of the games. Support these people. Give them a subscribe. Press the like button. I mean, if you're watching the show in bed kind of thing, you know, just hit the iPad or something, man. You know, you might hit the OK button or the bell. Just do something, right? Okay. Have a good weekend. Thank you very much. I'll see you next week. I'm handsome and you're ugly and you know it. I'm handsome and you're ugly and you know it. I wake up in the morning and I look into the mirror. I'm handsome and you're ugly and you know it.